This is the summary of Daf Yud Beis. The Alter Rebbe begins by talking about the idea of the Shema. We talk about that Hashem is one, but he's not one of a procedure. He's not one of an order or a series. Antu v'lo b'chushbin. And we start to talk about that which precedes even the level of Chachma, which is the Ratzon. So there is, of course, Ratzon that is the product of Chachma. I see that something is worthwhile, therefore I want it. But then there's the Ratzon that drives the Chachma. And this is that level that motivates Hashem to engage in the process of Hishtalshelus. That the innate characteristic of Hashem is beyond this world, like Moshe Rabbeinu. The first usage we have of the term is Hishtalshelus is when Moshe Rabbeinu said to Hashem, how can I provide meat for all of these people? In other words, I'm Moshe Rabbeinu, I'm at a level that is higher than meat. What do I know from meat? So Hashem said, Vatzalti min haruach, that you should share from your spirit. So that is, you should empower the 70 elders. You should, so to speak, lower yourself to their stature. And as such, they will be able to relate to the people at their level. This is what a Hishtalshelus is. It's a pattern. And this pattern is evident within the person, that we go from intellect down into our character and so on. And this is what indicated when we say that Hashem is Keroiv Gudlai, the multiplicity of the expressions of the infinity of Hashem. Because as it goes down from level to level, it becomes another process through which the recipient is able to benefit from the benefactor, which they would not be otherwise eligible to be receptive to were it not for this process. So you could even take such an intense concept and manifest it in writing on physical ink on parchment. And again, this is that idea that when we take the echad of Kriya Shema, we bring it down into the physical world, all the way down through our humanity and so forth. Always remembering that it's not the essence, which is the Soivev level, but rather it's this level that we are able to produce. And this is why Chazal instituted the concept of the Psukei de Zimra as a prep for us, so that when we get to the Shema, we will be able to have a greater appreciation. And that's why we don't find that the Tanoim and Amoraim lingered at great length on the Psukei de Zimra, because they had a more ready access to their innate love of Hashem that was rooted within their heart. But we are more megushim. So like a child, we need more explanation. We need it to be spoon-fed to us a little bit more. And therefore, the Psukei de Zimra helps us. A person will say, oh, this is not for me. I can't do it. But at the end of the Shema, as we say, Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim represented when we were at our lowest, least spiritually significant stature. And Hashem schlepped us out of there. So too, even if a person feels very distant from Hashem, he still has this access point, because this is the access, this is the gift of the mitzvahs that allow us access to the infinity of Hashem. Like we talk about that, it says or in the creation process 5 times. Each one of these is an option. There's the or of Torah Shebechsav and the or of Torah Shebal Peh, which is the way in which we engage our human intellect through the study of Mishnah and Gemara all the way down to the Achreinim, so that we are able to access Hashem. And then it manifests itself, this is through the different stages in the Shema, even in the physical mitzvahs, as is indicated by the mitzvah of tefillin in the end of the first paragraph of the Shema. That ends that first mimer. Then the Alter Rebbe starts another mimer based on the pasuk V'Ahavta, and the Alter Rebbe explains that the first paragraph of V'Ahavta is 42 words, and the second paragraph of the Shema is 72 words. Now, ironically, although the first paragraph speaks more about the Chesed and the second paragraph more about the Gevura, we have a Mesorah that 42, which is the number of words in the first paragraph, is associated with Gevura, and 72, the number of words in the second paragraph, is associated with Chesed. So it seems to be what we would call upside down. So now we understand that it is the two intertwined with each other. The light of Gevura in the Kelim of Chesed, because the first paragraph speaks about what we do. And the second is the light of Chesed in the Kelim of Gevura, because the second paragraph speaks about what we should not do. And this helps us understand the combination of Shema and Baruch Shem, Yichud Ilah, where it's from Hashem's perspective, and the Yichud Tata, that is from the human perspective. this is that opportunity that we have to reach that level of bittul, because as we know, the initial creation was purely God's will. This is what God wanted because it is the impulse of good to do good. From that point forward, in order to elicit godliness, it is dependent upon us. We are the Mayin Nukvin. We are the one who approaches Hashem to draw out that greater level of godliness. And this is indicated in the Malchus level, which is the connector between, even though the king is distant conceptually and characteristically from the ordinary people, it is able to be expressed to the people when they reach out to the king via this process of the mitzvah activities that are linked, or that link the concept of Shema, which is Yichud Ilah, with the level of Yehuda Tata.